Hello chess lovers, Soren here, and I have another fantastic game for you played by Magnus Carlsen. His opponent is Thor Gulbrandsen and the game was played in 2002 in Oslo. At the time of this game Carlsen was 11 years old. Magnus Carlsen had white pieces and he started with e4, e6 by Gulbrandsen. Black goes for French defense, d4, d5 and knight g2. Carlsen is choosing the Tarrasch variation, which is named after Siegbert Tarrasch. This is a move which was popularized by Anatoly Karpov during the 1970s and early 1980s. Knight f6, e5, knight d7 and knight f3. Well, instead of playing knight f3, usually white is bringing this d knight on f3 square and this g knight on e2 square, overprotecting the pawn on d4 square. But in this game, Carlsen played knight f3, he goes for Korchnoi gambit, c5, c3, black is starting to intensify the pressure on d4 square, a very standard idea in French defense, queen b6 and white castles kingside, allowing black to win a pawn. Knight takes d4, knight takes d4, queen takes d4, knight f3. By sacrificing a pawn, white is managing to activate his pieces very quickly and try to target black king, which is still stuck in the center of the board. Queen b6, queen a4, pinning the knight and not allowing any knight c5 moves, queen b4. Meanwhile, black is offering an exchange of queens and is trying to simplify the position because black is a pawn up and the endgame favors only black. Queen c2, queen c5, queen e2, bishop e7 and bishop e3. White is also developing the dark square bishop with a tempo, bishop g5. This time white is offering an exchange of dark squared bishops and is trying to get rid of this bishop and later bring the knight on g5 square, queen d8. Of course, black could capture on g5 square, no problem at all, but instead after bishop g5, queen d8 was played, queen e3, and we see the exchange of bishops on g5, queen e7. Black is overprotecting the pawn on e6 square and already is threatening to play h6. The thing is that playing h6 straight away was not possible because of this devastating knight takes e6 sacrifice. If f takes e6, then white can play bishop g6 check and then queen f4 check, and white is getting dangerous attacking chances. That's why after knight takes g5 we see queen e7. And at the same time black is also setting up a cheap trap. If you capture on h7, then black can play queen h4. You can't move away your knight because you can get checkmated. Or after queen e7, if you win the pawn on h7 with the bishop, then black can play g6, trap this bishop with knight f8 threat. But after queen e7, Carlsen played rook c1 in his turn. He is setting up a very cunning trap. Overlooking his next threat, black played h6 and it turns out that this is going to be catastrophic for black. It was better to play knight b6. This was a necessary move, though already in this case white could win the pawn on h7, but of course this could have been better for black. Instead, after rook c1 we see h6. And now you can pause the video and try to find Carlsen's next move. You will be proud of yourself if you can find that move. Ready? In this position, Magnus Carlsen played queen takes a7. Look at this majestic queen sacrifice. Maybe this combination is a simple one, but as for me, I really think that this queen takes a7 move is one of the most beautiful moves in Magnus Carlsen's career. By sacrificing a queen, white is simply exploiting the weakness of the 8th rank. Now, if a move like rook takes a7, then rook takes c8 check, white is also winning the queen and then is capturing on f7, forking the king and the rook, and then knight takes h8. If knight takes e5, simply bishop b1, white is protecting the pawn on a2. This is a winning endgame, white has an extra piece. That's why after queen takes a7, black played rook b8. This is hilarious, guys. This chicken rook is escaping from this mighty queen. But even this rook b8 move can't stop white from going for a brutal combination. Carlsen simply captured on b8. Knight takes b8, rook takes c8 check. Already the d7 square is free, that's why we see king d7, and Carlsen is winning the rook on h8. Now if h takes g5, then simply rook takes b8. And it turns out that after this combination, white is simply a piece up, and this is going to be an easy win. Let's have a quick look how Magnus Carlsen managed to realize his advantage. Rook e1, king c7, g3, queen b4, rook e2, both moving away the rook under the fire, also protecting the pawn, d4, and another very beautiful move by Carlsen, rook d8. The idea is that if king takes d8, then knight takes c6, fork is finishing up black. After rook d8, black played queen b5. Now both rooks are hanging. First we see rook d7 check, king goes on c8, and rook e4. c5 and rook f4. With a beautiful rook maneuver, now Magnus Carlsen is threatening to checkmate black king. The game is simply over. Black went for this desperate queen takes d7 move, and after king takes d7, black resigned. Now white can simply play rook f7, pick up these pawns as well. This is simply over. A very impressive game, I think. Let's have a look at it. Majestic queen takes a7 move once again. This is simply amazing. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave your comments, and for more games, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Good luck!